Hello and welcome to my vlog. Today I would have been talking about my school, but I think that that's something that I'm going to spend some more time on writing. So today I will actually try to show you what I carry around in my bag for video and film and recording, also music stuff. So first of all, I have my trusty headphones. Those are always good. And now my entire computer is connected up, so but I always have my Macintosh with me. Going over here, I have my bag, which is actually just full of stuff. I have my stand for my camera, so always carry this around. I have the small Manfrotto camera, which is pretty good for stuff. If we take the bag away and start just looking at it, it's actually quite something, if you ask me. I'm really sorry about the terrible camera angles and stuff, but since I'm going to show you all of my cameras, I can't really do many things. But as you can see, I have this small camera stand which I can carry around easily in my bag, and since my camera isn't that heavy, this is actually good enough for me. Going back to the rest of the bag, it's actually quite heavy, but I have a lot of stuff in here. So just in this pocket I carry almost everything I need, like screwdrivers, because you never know whenever you're going to need those, but these are small ones. So in this beautiful bag here I have a lot of the screwdrivers alone. Going back to having two clamps and a small screwdriver too. If you can see, always have some of those with you. A pretty small one for electronics. I carry around my light partner tool always. You never know whenever you're going to need one of those. And it can be used for many things and many more than you just think. Here is the rest of my screwdrivers and some of the most common used. And here is the rest of my screwdrivers and my bit set. You never know whenever you're going to need those. Furthermore, I have a lot of cables in my bag. So I have a patch cable, and I have a lot of patch cables for different things. So a stereo patch cable, pretty useful for some things regarding my sound card, for example. I have this nifty small cable here, and once again, you never know whenever you're going to need it or not, with some adapters on. So go from mono to, I think those is called phono actually. So go from mono to phono, and the sound output and the sound input, so you can have sound coming in here, going further through the cable, but also coming out at a separate output. I don't remember where I got this from, but I think it actually came with my headset. I have a stereo XLR and a stereo XLR here. This is for my big microphone. It's used that, or can use that. It also uses USB. And a normal sound cable, but with a patch on, so you can set it on those phono stacks if you want. And you can switch between left and right without doing a lot of stuff to it. I think that I have more patch cables, just to talk about them. I have a USB cable, good for microphone, good for charging. My USB cable is a normal USB 2.0 Type Z, so that's great for that. And my GoPro camera also uses those. And here is one more USB cable, a normal sound cable, and a USB extension cable. So here is my normal sound cable and a USB extension cable, you never know. And here it is, my small camera microphone. It comes with a stand, so you can put it on here and put it directly upon a camera. I also bought some of these screws, which is pretty nifty. But what do you do when you go the other way? Because you might want to have quite opposite. So here is again for the microphone and for every camera out there. Depends on sizes, so this goes straight upon the microphone. Also pretty nifty. I have a clamp for going upon tables or something if you want to put the camera on a thing. And it also have the 3/8 and the quarter for cameras, so you can use it with the screw. Pretty nifty. I actually have quite a lot of stands. I have 2 of these. Reason being that then you can put the GoPro cameras and the cell phones upon things, and you can put the microphone upon this. So this is also pretty good. For the GoPro camera, which I have, I always have a battery backpack fully charged if I can't help it. And I have a backlit for waterproofing, and I should also have my Wi-Fi backpack with the backlit again, waterproofed Wi-Fi backpack, because that can be pretty useful if you want to see what you're doing. And this is also for the Wi-Fi backpack. I found a tool. Again, you never know whenever you're going to need a wrench or not, so always bring a wrench, bring one more patch cable, can go to those, 2 more patch cables, pretty useful. Going for XLR to a jack, and a jack going to stereo, so mono to stereo. If you record in mono, you do that on the most sound, but it comes out in stereo. Here we have a XLR coming out in mono. And for my GoPro camera, I have a head strap, so I always is able to film, put it up on my helmet or something. I have a small nifty sound cable came with the microphone. Not that good. And for my cell phone, I have this. And this is actually pretty nice, because then I can take my cell phone and put this upon it if it wants to. And it normally is a bit tight, but that is due to rubber against rubber, but that's also good. Then I can just do this to it, and then it's pretty tight. It goes upon a camera foot, so I can then put it on a stand and say, haha, I have what I want. Pretty nifty. I always bring a USB. You never know whenever you're going to need one of those. And the camera foot for my GoPro camera. Normally GoPro cameras doesn't have a camera foot, so you're gonna need to buy these separate. But it goes upon a quarter camera foot, so that is pretty nifty too. The GoPro camera. But video is not everything when you're doing filming or other things, so I also have my trusty and beautiful sound card here, M-Audio, with an adapter in for the headphones. But a trustful M-Audio, I've been using this for many years, and it's pretty good for recording sounds. directly into the computer. And for other purposes, I have my trustful Blue microphone with 4 settings, so also pretty good for recording in post-production or recording vlogs or doing live streams. And I always carry this around whenever I know that we are going to film, because I know that we will always sit in the post-production and say, hey, it could be nice if we could record this or something. But that is almost all the things that I carry around. And I tell you, it weighs quite a lot. But if you're going to do films, then you're going to carry a lot of stuff around. I've seen people on professional sets have more than I just have here, so I think that it's fine to have this. So you can fill up a table with this if you want to, or you can all just put it in the back. And think about it, all what I have here, almost everything except for the microphone and the sound card, is just going down to this small pocket down here where I also have contact lenses. So yeah, never ever need your gear. The gear is there to help you do the great creative work for you. So just don't go down on gear. Just bring it all along. You never know whether you're going to need it or not, so it's just better to carry a bit too much around than standing there on a set or standing there doing something and say, oh fuck, I need this adapter, or I need this cable, or why didn't anybody think about this? So always just bring whatever you need, even though that it can look like a lot of things you carry around. You will always need something. But that is what I have to say to you today, and you may have a good time until next time. Lol, bye.